Whatever the setbacks of the moment, nothing can stop us now. Whatever the difficulties, Africa shall be at peace. However improbable it may sound to the skeptics, Africa will prosper.
More than anything, UNISA must be celebrated as a pioneer of the distance education model, an enduring gift not only to South Africa, the continent, but to the human civilization in the knowledge arena the world over.
Education is the light in a dark room. It's the spark of a dream, a passport to the future, and the seed of generational change. Through education, we reflect on yesterday and define tomorrow. Rooted in South Africa and the African continent, UNISA can truly claim to be the African university in the service of humanity. UNISA stands at the pinnacle of education through open distance e-learning, with a footprint of students in more than 100 countries worldwide. Since the founding of the university in 1873 as an examining body, we have been a trailblazer. UNISA is the first and only institution in South Africa to carry our country's name with pride, and the first public university in the world to exclusively teach by means of distance education, an ever-changing dynamic university with a global reach. UNISA's history spans the entire modern history of South Africa, opening up a world of academic study opportunities for former activists and struggle heroes, thought leaders, business people, legal experts, acclaimed entertainers, and sports stars. The university takes pride in almost 1 million alumni, with 10 alumni chapters internationally making their mark in diverse fields and capabilities. Some of the noteworthy alumni include President Nelson Mandela, Thabo Mbeki, who is also the Chancellor and custodian of the university's Calabash Awards, current President Cyril Ramaphosa, former South African Reserve Bank Governor Jill Marcus, and current one, Lesetja Kganyago, internationally Reserve Bank governors of Eswatini and Namibia, to name but a few. At UNISA, the World Wide Web is our educational playground, but we also have beautiful and impressive campuses. UNISA's Makelneuk campus is located in the city of Tshwane and is a major landmark of the capital city. The Florida campus in Johannesburg is UNISA's Science Campus, housing state-of-the-art infrastructure and laboratory equipment. UNISA has 6 regional hubs including Ethiopia and multiple centers across the country. We have embraced the fact that we need to adapt quickly to the fast-paced higher education environment of the 21st century, and this is reflected in our management style and leadership practice. In articulating her vision, the new Principal and Vice-Chancellor of the University of South Africa, the first black woman to be appointed at the helm of UNISA, Professor Buleng Linkabola, shared that UNISA is well placed to address society's most demanding challenges by using research to meaningfully transform the lives of those in our communities. To this end, UNISA is working on the following catalytic niche areas. Marine studies. As a discipline, marine studies covers field-specific studies like marine ecology and biology to policy-related studies like marine spatial planning and coastal economies. Many other areas of marine research and studies are covered in this niche area. Aviation and aeronautical studies. Aviation and aeronautical studies covers specializations in areas as diverse as aeronautical engineering and aerospace safety, and South Africa's 18 airports forms a major role player for passengers and goods transitioning to and from our country. This is a niche that supports a major component of the country's economy. Automotive studies. The South African automotive industry is projected to grow from 600,000 to 1.4 million vehicles a year in production. There is major potential to be explored in UNISA's commitment to automotive studies. In 2022, students from the Department of Mechanical Engineering participated in the Sasol Solar Challenge with their solar-powered car that travels from Johannesburg to Cape Town without using a single drop of fuel. Energy studies. UNISA's Institute for Development of Energy for African Sustainability specializes in designing chemical processes, reducing material and energy consumption, as well as carbon dioxide emissions. Space studies and Square Kilometer Array. UNISA has been extensively involved in the $1 billion Square Kilometer Array project since 2012. The UNISA Observatory, situated on the main campus, is a modern, well-equipped facility housing a 14-inch telescope where the College of Science, Engineering and Technology offers undergraduate courses in astrophysics and astronomy with specialization up to PhD level. Fourth Industrial Revolution and Digitalization. The fourth industrial revolution can be described as the advent of cyber-physical systems, involving entirely new capabilities for people and machines. Examples include genome editing and new forms of machine intelligence. The College of Graduate Studies will support and promote studies into 4IR and digitalization, while the Graduate School of Business Leadership presents a short learning program on big data. Natural sciences. The simplest definition of biotechnological studies is applied biology. Through the application of biological knowledge and techniques to develop products or services, UNISA's College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences is one of the main partners in the African Biogenome Project, a coordinated Pan-African effort piloting a project with a key objective of sequencing 100,000 endemic species. Health and/or pharmaceutical studies. The Department of Health Studies is prepared for the challenge of equipping their students with research skills and expertise in the field of health and pharmaceutical studies. The UNESCO UNISA Africa Chair in Nanoscience and Nanotechnology is leading the international research into the nano-delivery of medicinal drugs, including African herbal medicine. The College of Law offers an elective undergraduate model on medical law. Feminist, womanist, Busadi theorizations. In the College of Human Sciences, the Institute for Gender Studies, the College of Education and the Graduate School of Business all contribute to the interdisciplinary research into eliminating gender-based violence, homophobia and transphobia, and discrimination against women in the workplace and the political arena. The Institute also uses education about gender as an effective way to achieve gender equality and the empowerment of women. Student support and co-curricular activities. UNISA is uniquely placed to offer creative and radically innovative ways of enhancing student support. UNISA's College of Graduate Studies has developed a whole range of training programs to assist and encourage students. The Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities promotes the principle of access for success, and the Student Development Division provides students with social support and leadership development services. These niche areas find expression in the rich tapestry of our disciplines included in the College of Accounting Sciences, Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Economic and Management Sciences, Education, Graduate Studies, Human Sciences, Law, Science, Engineering and Technology, the Graduate School of Business Leadership, and the Thabo Mbeki School of Public and International Affairs. As a comprehensive open-distance e-learning institution, UNISA is recognized as a serious player in research globally. From publication and journal output to the number of master's and doctoral graduates, we are moving forwards and upwards. UNISA has made substantial progress in research and innovation, as evidenced by several external and credible scientific ranking systems, with the latest ones, the 2023 Webometrics and Shanghai rankings, placing us in the top 10 universities in the country. As Africa's leading open-distance e-learning university, we can reflect with great pride on the past 150 years of transformational education, and we are confident in our ability to succeed and become a truly high-performance university as we define tomorrow.
Whatever the setbacks of the moment, nothing can stop.
The University of South Africa prides itself for being the African university, shaping futures in the service of humanity. We congratulate all our students for having walked this journey with us. And today, we celebrate you for having successfully completed your qualifications. To you we say, Halala. To all our graduates and diplomandi in this ceremony, please pay attention to the following instructions. For degree qualifications, a graduations officer will signal degree candidates to rise and approach the stage. You will need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand with your hood already draped over your shoulders. One of the official photography officers will take the yellow photography card from you. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up onto the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand in your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. You will then proceed towards the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor or Acting Vice Chancellor and kneel with your right knee on the stool. At this point, your degree will be conferred. You will then proceed to the next official who will congratulate you by shaking your hand. Continue towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Turn and face the audience and remember to stand on the mat with feet markers in front of the registrar and smile for the camera. A second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table at the far right to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. For postgraduate and undergraduate diploma candidates, you will also be wearing your hoods before entering the hall. You will be signaled by a graduations officer to rise and approach the stage. You need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up to the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. Proceed towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Stop in front of the registrar and stand on the mat with feet markers. Turn and face the audience. Your second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table on the far right of the stage to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. We hope that you will enjoy this occasion.
Moment, nothing can stop us now. Whatever the difficulties, Africa shall be at peace. However improbable it may sound to the skeptics, Africa will prosper.
More than anything, UNISA must be celebrated as a pioneer of the distance education model, an enduring gift not only to South Africa, the continent, but to the human civilization in the knowledge arena the world over.
Education is the light in a dark room. It's the spark of a dream, a passport to the future, and the seed of generational change. Through education, we reflect on yesterday and define tomorrow. Rooted in South Africa and the African continent, UNISA can truly claim to be the African university in the service of humanity. UNISA stands at the pinnacle of education through open distance e-learning, with a footprint of students in more than 100 countries worldwide. Since the founding of the university in 1873 as an examining body, we have been a trailblazer. UNISA is the first and only institution in South Africa to carry our country's name with pride, and the first public university in the world to exclusively teach by means of distance education, an ever-changing dynamic university with a global reach. UNISA's history spans the entire modern history of South Africa. opening up a world of academic study opportunities for former activists and struggle heroes, thought leaders, business people, legal experts, acclaimed entertainers, and sports stars. The university takes pride in almost 1 million alumni, with 10 alumni chapters internationally, making their mark in diverse fields and capabilities. Some of the noteworthy alumni include President Nelson Mandela, Thabo Mbeki, who is also the Chancellor and custodian of the university's Calabash Awards, current President Cyril Ramaphosa, former South African Reserve Bank Governor Jill Marcus, and current one, Lesetja Kganyago, internationally Reserve Bank governors of Eswatini and Namibia, to name but a few. At UNISA, the World Wide Web is our educational playground, but we also have beautiful and impressive campuses. UNISA's Makelneuk campus is located in the city of Tshwane and is a major landmark of the capital city. The Florida campus in Johannesburg is UNISA's science campus, housing state-of-the-art infrastructure and laboratory equipment. UNISA has 6 regional hubs including Ethiopia and multiple centers across the country. We have embraced the fact that we need to adapt quickly to the fast-paced higher education environment of the 21st century, and this is reflected in our management style and leadership practice. In articulating her vision, the new Principal and Vice-Chancellor of the University of South Africa, the first black woman to be appointed at the helm of UNISA, Professor Puleng Linkabola, shared that UNISA is well-placed to address society's most demanding challenges by using research to meaningfully transform the lives of those in our communities. To this end, UNISA is working on the following catalytic niche areas. Marine studies. As a discipline, marine studies covers field-specific studies like marine ecology and biology to policy-related studies like marine spatial planning and coastal economies. Many other areas of marine research and studies are covered in this niche area. Aviation and aeronautical studies. Aviation and aeronautical studies covers specializations in areas as diverse as aeronautical engineering and aerospace safety, and South Africa's 18 airports forms a major role player for passengers and goods transitioning to and from our country. This is a niche that supports a major component of the country's economy. Automotive studies. The South African automotive industry is projected to grow from 600,000 to 1.4 million vehicles a year in production. There is major potential to be explored in UNISA's commitment to automotive studies. In 2022, students from the Department of Mechanical Engineering participated in the Sasol Solar Challenge with their solar-powered car that travels from Johannesburg to Cape Town without using a single drop of fuel. Energy studies. UNISA's Institute for Development of Energy for African Sustainability specializes in designing chemical processes, reducing material and energy consumption, as well as carbon dioxide emissions. Space studies and Square Kilometer Array. UNISA has been extensively involved in the $1 billion Square Kilometer Array project since 2012. The UNISA Observatory, situated on the main campus, is a modern, well-equipped facility housing a 14-inch telescope where the College of Science, Engineering and Technology offers undergraduate courses in astrophysics and astronomy with specialization up to PhD level. Fourth Industrial Revolution and Digitalization. The Fourth Industrial Revolution can be described as the advent of cyber-physical systems, involving entirely new capabilities for people and machines. Examples include genome editing and new forms of machine intelligence. The College of Graduate Studies will support and promote studies into 4IR and digitalization, while the Graduate School of Business Leadership presents a short learning program on big data. Natural sciences. The simplest definition of biotechnological studies is applied biology. Through the application of biological knowledge and techniques to develop products or services, UNISA's College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences is one of the main partners in the African Biogenome Project, a coordinated Pan-African effort piloting a project with a key objective of sequencing 100,000 endemic species. Health and/or Pharmaceutical Studies. The Department of Health Studies is prepared for the challenge of equipping their students with research skills and expertise in the field of health and pharmaceutical studies. The UNESCO UNISA Africa Chair in Nanoscience and Nanotechnology is leading the international research into the nano-delivery of medicinal drugs, including African herbal medicine. The College of Law offers an elective undergraduate model on medical law. Feminist, womanist, Busadi theorizations. In the College of Human Sciences, the Institute for Gender Studies, the College of Education and the Graduate School of Business all contribute to the interdisciplinary research into eliminating gender-based violence, homophobia and transphobia, and discrimination against women in the workplace and the political arena. The Institute also uses education about gender as an effective way to achieve gender equality and the empowerment of women. Student support and co-curricular activities. UNISA is uniquely placed to offer creative and radically innovative ways of enhancing student support. UNISA's College of Graduate Studies has developed a whole range of training programs to assist and encourage students. The Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities promotes the principle of access for success, and the Student Development Division provides students with social support and leadership development services. These niche areas find expression in the rich tapestry of our disciplines included in the College of Accounting Sciences, Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Economic and Management Sciences, Education, Graduate Studies, Human Sciences, Law, Science, Engineering and Technology, the Graduate School of Business Leadership, and the Thabo Mbeki School of Public and International Affairs. As a comprehensive open-distance e-learning institution, UNISA is recognized as a serious player in research globally. From publication and journal output to the number of master's and doctoral graduates, we are moving forwards and upwards. UNISA has made substantial progress in research and innovation, as evidenced by several external and credible scientific ranking systems, with the latest ones, the 2023 Webometrics and Shanghai rankings, placing us in the top 10 universities in the country. As Africa's leading open-distance e-learning university, we can reflect with great pride on the past 150 years of transformational education, and we are confident in our ability
Thank you. By virtues of the powers vested in me as the Principal and Vice-Chancellor of the University of South Africa, I constitute this a gathering, a congregation of the University of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to join us in silent prayers, meditations, and affirmations of the achievements that are being celebrated this evening. Can we remain silent? Thank you. You may be seated. They put it up. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, may I request you to switch your phones, not off, but the volume off. The phones not off because we know you want to take pictures or record the graduations. May I request you to switch the volume off before we start. The second aspect that I request you to do is if you're recording, can we please request you not to put your light on or your torch on because it projects on the colleagues who are sitting in the podium and sometimes affects their eyes. Thank you. Good evening. We are not going to start, colleagues. Good evening. Yes, we're here to celebrate, so thank you very much. His Excellency Dr. Thabo Mbeki, the Chancellor of the University of South Africa and the former President of the Republic of South Africa. Dr. Den Musia, the Chairperson of UNISA Council, and other council members present. Our esteemed guest, Dr. Esther Mahlangu, the recipient of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Honoris Causa in Mathematics. I want to repeat, in mathematics, colleagues. Executive and deputy deans from various UNISA college present and their representatives from different departments, members of the academic procession, Colonel Nomsam Tsweni, Executive Mayor of Dr. J.S. Moroka Local Municipality, Ms. S.M. Lechong, MMC, Admin and Corporate Services of Moroka Local Municipality. Let me also recognize amongst us colleagues, Professor Georgie Chikata, Professor of Development Studies at SOS in London, University of London. Professor Chikata led #1 think tank as the president of the Council for the Development of Social Science in Africa. I think she deserves a round of applause. Our colleagues from the Human Science Research Council, represented by Dr. Palesa. Guests, family members and friends of Dr. Esther Mahlangu attending here tonight are graduates, their families and friends in support here this evening, members of the academy, academicians, professional administrative staff of the University of South Africa, members of the student leadership from various student structures and represented by the president and the Secretary of the Student Representative Council, friends of the University of South Africa, distinguished members of the audience, ladies and gentlemen, Lochani, Sanbonani, Kwenand, Dumelang, Reperil, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Good evening. Khotsong. Jambo. Thank you. Tobela. It is my greatest honor and privilege to welcome you all to the third session of the 2024 autumn graduation ceremonies of the University of South Africa. Our university is quite proud of the contribution it has made in the cause of humanity, making university education accessible, not only because our fees systems are generally accessible, but because of the commitment of ensuring that knowledge becomes the center and the anchor for the development of our continent as we do our contribution as Africans in the global arena. I'm proud this evening, as the University of South Africa, through recognition of an esteemed icon, a contributor of art that has been celebrated the world over, we as the University of South Africa has found it important not only to look at Esther Mahlangu, Dr. Mahlangu's art as art form, but because in the art, she embodies aesthetics, color, patterns, philosophies, ideas, maths. You know, when they say Africans don't know maths, you then say, no, we've not gone deeper to understanding maths as communicated either through art, through expressions, through the patterns, but also through our aesthetics. Her art is very definitive of what mathematics is about. If you don't agree with me, we're just going to reveal something beautiful to you. And I think she deserves a round of applause at this time, even mekholokwane from all of you. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. It is not often that as Africans we celebrate and raise the best amongst us. And we must learn through the University of South Africa choice of projecting the mathematical prowess, projecting the art that transcends art, that helps us to enjoying the aesthetics that has been celebrated whether by automotive industries such as BMW, recognizing the work of Mahlangu. I think we should be very proud that her art has not only transcended art forms and the art genre, but has invited the global arena into appreciating the best expressions from our own continent and our own horizon. I want to celebrate also with you, colleagues, as our graduates this evening are celebrating the hard journeys that they have traversed, the trajectories of resilience, of hard work, of leading oneself, even when it was some of the most difficult of times. We want to congratulate you for this accomplishment. We are truly appreciative that doesn't matter whether you took 7 years or record time, you still invested in ensuring that you pass. Huh? Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much. We know that pursuing a degree, a diploma, is not always an easy journey. It requires a plan, it requires commitment and resilience, and our students bear testament to the hard work that they would have invested in their learning journey. Let me give a few things about UNISA that are known or not known to some of you. The University of South Africa celebrates 150 years of being the first university in the world of teaching via distance education. Not only has UNISA created in the world distance education for university sector, we're very aware that other universities, whether you think of Indira Gandhi University or Open University in the United Kingdom, they have also borrowed this model, and we are proud that we shared it with the world. I'm not going to continue. I think what we are trying to share with you, the audience and members of the audience and our students, is that you should be proud that this university has bequeathed the world a resource that after COVID-19, 150 years later, whether you are in industry, whether you are in the court system, whether you are in a university, distance education or mediating distance has become quite important. So it's a pioneer, and we must be proud of being a pioneer. 2, the University of South Africa created the university system in this country. If you think about University of Cape Town, University of the Free State, Fort Hare University, Rhodes University, and others, they are all children of UNISA. They were born out of UNISA. We invite you to our library so that you can witness for yourself this important history. The third aspect that I wanted to alert you to, which is quite important for us as the University of South Africa, and why these people sitting before you, but also those who we represent, work overnight, time, and expend their resources, whether they are here at home or globally, to make sure that this university functions and functions well, is quite important. We are responsible in South Africa for 33 to 37% of students in the university sector. We are responsible for 33 to 37% of students who are in university in South Africa. I think it deserves. Colleagues, it therefore means for all of us who work at UNISA, because we are responsible and aware of this important responsibility, that we invite ourselves to working hard to ensuring that our university does what our country has mandated it to do, and they do so with dignity, respect, and excellence, and that's our commitment, colleagues. Not only do we cater for 37% of the students in the university, colleagues, 579 students at UNISA are supported by National Financial Aid Scheme. Did you hear the number? Thank you. What this means, colleagues, is that UNISA is not only committed to excellence and to pivoting its students to being global citizens. It means we are a partner to our country in the commitment to eradicating poverty, because we all know if you are supported by NEFSAS, it means your income as a household does not enable you to accomplishing your dreams. This commitment, colleagues, is taken seriously by the teaching staff at the University of South Africa, because we deem it as an important responsibility for ourselves. Then, colleagues, I'm going to just give you just a few in points, because these are important. I want to state that in 2020-2021, UNISA was number 13 to number 16 in many of the rankings, and I'm proud, colleagues, that these colleagues sitting here have invested themselves in the improvement of the university to the extent that in almost all the rankings we are 7 and 8. What is more important is that our College of Science and Engineering, the college that will be conferring the honoris causa on Mematlangu, is position number 1 in the country alongside with Stellenbosch and Northwest University. Equally important, colleagues, UNISA produces 51+%, half the teachers in the country, whether in public or private school, they are produced by University of South Africa. In the College of Law, we have the most number of university graduates that come from UNISA, but we are the university that has produced the most numbers of the Chief Justices in this country as the alumni. In the College of Law, as I've told you, most of the Chief Justices and judges, if we were to Google quickly so that you can have evidence-based support of what we are saying, you will find that to be true. The same is true for the College of Economic and Management Sciences, producing the most numbers of bankers in the world. If you have a rand or 10 rand or 20 rand, if you look at who signed it, do you have it? You especially. Do you have it? Just show me if you have it. Who has signed it? Show me your rand. You have left them. No, colleagues, you're playing now. So you realize, colleagues, the former Governor General of the Central Bank, Jill Marcus, graduated from this university. And although it sounded like I was giving a joke or sharing a joke, if you check your rand, Lisicha Khanyago is an alumnus of this university. The current governor of the Reserve Bank. Colleagues, in the College of Accounting Sciences, 30% of the graduates, especially those with chartered accountancy in this country, are produced by UNISA. Lastly, colleagues, CAES, the College of Agriculture and Environmental Studies, has been asked by our country to ensure that it maps the biotic products of this country, this continent, for the benefit of the continent. So the gene sequencing and following up of the flora and fauna of this continent is done here at UNISA by the College of Agricultural Sciences and Environmental Sciences. They too require a round of applause, colleagues. In terms of academic performance, which I've just shared with you, colleagues, it's very important, therefore, for us to recognize that the citation indices of the university are improving. The professorate with the PhD are also improving. In 2029, we had 39%. As I speak to you, we are heading beyond 65%. Finally, colleagues, one of the critical questions we ask about our country, resources, and whether, as institutions of higher learning, we protect the resources, the assets, the monies, and the future of the university. I'm happy to also give to you, without fear or hesitation, that in 2021, we had 8.5 billion reserves. In 2021, these colleagues, the management, and ourselves have led our university to 21 billion. No, scavengelas. Let's give them a round of applause. What it means, colleagues, is that we're not just creating these reserves to use them without any sense or commitment to the future. We do so that the reserves are invested in the science, in the teaching, in research, in engaged scholarship, but in ensuring that the plight of our university and our financial independence helps us to invest in our students and in the future that our country and continent requires. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the university that has produced His Excellency President Mandela, the first president of the Democratic Republic. He too deserves a round of applause. Not only is His Excellency President Mandela an alumnus of this university, our Chancellor, His Excellency President Beki, has graduated from UNISA. And lastly, colleagues, our current president, President Ramaphosa, is a graduate of UNISA. If you think we only produce presidents, you'd be making a mistake. Opposition party political leaders are also produced by UNISA. We do so because we understand that knowledge is diverse and people have different worldviews. If you think about Musibudi Mangena, Sello Malema, and also Musi Maimani, they are also graduates of this university. Finally, colleagues, we have just looked in the past 7 years, at least 10 vice-chancellors that have been appointed in this country to lead universities in our sector come from UNISA. Welcome to the University of South Africa, the University of the Land, the home for leaders, the university that invites all of us to be happy and inspired by the pursuit of knowledge as that which resources ourselves, our countries, our continent, but also the best of Africa in the world. Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, an honor and a privilege for me to inform you that we will now proceed with the conferment of the honorary degree. I now request Professor Dube, the Deputy Dean of the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology, to present the candidate. Professor Dube.
Madam Vice Chancellor, I now have the honor to introduce to you Esther Mahlangu for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, honoris causa, and I request Dr. Mahlangu to rise if possible. Dr. Esther Mahlangu, born on 11 November 1935 in Middelburg, Mpumalanga, is a highly acclaimed visual artist and beloved South African cultural ambassador. She has been painting since the age of 10. Since the age of 10. Her bold Ndebele-inspired artworks, which she's globally acclaimed for, have adorned many of the world's most respected museums, private, public, and corporate spaces. Dr. Matlangu, the first person to interpret traditional Ndebele design in contemporary mediums, has painted a diverse array of surfaces, from walls, ceramic pots, sneakers, and doors of cars, bicycles, motorbikes, and skateboard decks. While deeply rooted in a traditional Ndebele culture and residing in rural Mpumalanga, she also collaborates extensively with museums, art fairs, curators, and renowned global brands to spend time in some of the world's largest and most modern cities. Some notable global collaborations include partnerships with Rolls-Royce, BMW, Fiat, South African Airways, British Airways, John Legend, Belvedere Vodka, the Smithsonian Museum, and Freshpark Rooibos. In 2018, Dr. Matlangu received 2 honorary doctorates in visual and performing arts, recognizing her expertise as an educator and cultural entrepreneur. In 2019, she was appointed as an Officer of Arts and Letters, which is France's highest recognition for contribution to the arts. In 2020, she achieved another milestone by becoming the first artist in the world to be commissioned to create an artwork for the gallery of a new Rolls-Royce Phantom that was named the Matlangu in her honor. I think we can do better than that. Dr. Matlangu's remarkable journey exemplifies passion, innovation, resilience, her distinct artistic approach, which seamlessly weaves together African cultures with modernity and the contemporary elements, positions her as a deserving candidate for recognition in the field of mathematical patterns and patterning. Dr. Matlangu's art served as a cultural blueprint for the Renaissance in African art in the late 20th century. Her original contributions to art practice have exerted a profound influence on contemporary modern art globally through major international commissions and exhibitions. The geometry of her Ndebele-inspired practice displays a bold command of mathematical indigenous knowledge systems and linear perspective. Her intricately stylized designs and her ideogrammatic flatness continue to inspire young generations of artists and designers. It is for these reasons that her artworks are integral to school and university curricula in South Africa and abroad. I think we can give a round of applause to that commendation. Madam Vice-Chancellor, I now have the honor to request you to confer on Esther Matlangu the degree of Doctor of Philosophy honoris causa.
I confer the degree of Philosophy honoris causa in mathematics on Dr. Esther Matlangu. May you be seated. Siyabonga.
Thank you. At this point, it is befitting for me to invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Linkabula, to come to the podium and just set a scene of why this moment that we are celebrating. Once again, thank you, Prof.
We hope that everybody has this book. Do you have it? Thank you. I'd like to invite you to not page 9. Page 9, you'll see the iconic picture of Dr. Esther Mahlangu, the recipient of the honorary degree in mathematics. I did not hear ululations and applause. So colleagues, I invite you to page 11. I ask my colleagues who are doing the video to showcase the art. If you look at the art that Mahlangu has painted, then you look in page 9, page 11. Page 11, we have the mathematicians of this university translating the work of Mahlangu, demonstrating what it means in mathematics, the work that she does and the patterns that she does and the formula that she does within mathematics. When you open your phones, you either use your numbers or you use a pattern, because those who coded it in the languages of technology might have created those patterns. Here as UNISA, we are demonstrating, giving you evidence that her work does not just speak art to us, but it has a conceptual framing and articulation in mathematics, whether you think of patterns, whether you think of tessellate lines, or whether you think around complex thought systems, around formulas and mathematics. And I request, therefore, our colleagues who have done the maths computation to tell you what it means, just for 3 minutes or less, and then to see it yourself in the video where they've translated it. I'd like to invite Dr. Khumalo as one of the mathematicians that would have done the decoding of Mahlangu's art to just give us just a good taste of the beauty of her art form and the maths embodied in it. Thank you.
Madam Vice Chancellor, I wish to thank you for the opportunity to contribute towards honoring Dr. Mahlangu. At this moment, I would like to say that I am proud to be an African. I am proud to be an African mathematician. It reminds me of the speech by our Chancellor, Dr. Thabo Mbeki, when he made the speech, "I am an African," and made one of the most impressive speeches that aroused a sense of pride in all of us Africans. Mathematical concepts have greatly influenced art. In particular, we want to dispel the notion that mathematics had its origins in the West. Mathematics in its purest, applicable, and beautiful forms arises and originates from Africa. This is seen in the art forms that we have that we are demonstrating here, that have been done by Dr. Mahlangu. Uma ubuka lapha kulombukiso lona esibonayo lapha phambili, sibona linearity, sibona linear perspective, sibona symmetry, sibona the shading, the accuracy of the shading, wokuthi ihamba njani nokuthi iaccurate kangakanani, akusiyo nje ukuthatha ipen nje uvela uhlikize nje. There is a mental mathematical mental picture that this person who was creating that image had in mind. And we will show the kind of mathematics that goes into that in just a few minutes. Kancane. Sisho ke ukuthi imiqondo yezibalo ibe nomthelela ngqo kwezobuciko, umbono okhombisa isymmetry, ezinye zezinto eziyisisekelo ezisetshenziswa abaculi abaphezulu ngokwemvelo, show some mathematics, mathematical concepts. Second slide. This might look a little bit intimidating, but uma sibuka lapha sibona imiqwa ekhona kulomsebenzi ka Dr. Mahlangu. Le miqa ayizange idwetshwa nje haphazardly, konje idwetshwa ngobuciko obuthize. Ngakho ke we are able to use mathematics to be able to explain and decode what is happening there. There is a function which we call H, and there is a function which we call G. These functions intersect at a particular point, and where they intersect, they form a figure. They form some kind of geometrical object. And that geometrical object then is shaded. And in mathematics, the intersection is the intersection of functions. The symmetry means we replace the x by minus x, and the shading means we take the integral calculus, the integral, the definite integral, and then that gives us the shading inside. And the color of the shading is strategically chosen to be of beautiful form. Next slide. Then given the symmetry, it gives us the region, and the region gives us the area. And because of that, then, we define the areas of the integral formula by using a definite integral. Singakubeka kancane ukuthi kusetshenziswa ubuciko becalculus ukuze siqhamuke nalomfanekiso omuhle kangaka okhombiswayo. And we showed not the whole picture, we just showed just a section of it. The principle is the same in all of it. We can also understand these figures by using the issue of fractals. Fractals are everywhere in our lives. Akhona khona konke izingqondo zethu, they are fractals. The trees that we see, they are fractals. And therefore, indigenous systems have given us this beauty that we are seeing, which we can say that is no less than any advanced mathematics that we have seen in our academia. Thank you very much.
Yes, we are learning every day, huh? Colleagues, we are learning every day. We learned that our continent has the best minds in the world. How many have been given the opportunity as artists to do a car that many of us have not even seen? Rolls-Royce, or BMW, or the countries that she has traveled. I wish for us to give her a round of applause. Professor, I would like to hand over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chancellor. Mama Dr. Esther Mahlangu, indlu icela ukuthi usiphe isibongo ngalesi sipho esikupha sona njenge university. Uthulule okusenhlizweni yakho mama. Siyabonga.
Lochani noke ngendlini. Nilochisa nguDr. Esther Mahlangu. Yajabula ukuba nani namhlanje la. Azange ke ngiye esikolweni mina ngesikhathi sesikolo zange ke ngiye. Kahlalela ugwala phela abomama abagwalako abayokudla ngigijimele ngiye lapho nami ngigwale abafika lapho bathi hayi usonele wenzeni la ngibuyele godu hey ay ngeze ngafunda vele ngagwala nengikoloyi. Namhlanje ke ngembethe iphuraphura. Ngingakatshethi. Ngiyathokoza ngalokho.
They often say African languages ought not to be translated. I would not have been right if I would not acknowledge the beautiful testimony that Dr. Mahlangu has stated for us. She says she never had the opportunity to go to school because of her social conditions. She said when she expresses her art, sometimes people would not appreciate it. That she's thankful, she's grateful for the honor because it is her art, this gift that she has shared with the world that is now being recognized even by universities in testimony of her commitment, her resilience, and her art form. Colleagues. I think it is befitting that she's the only one who's graduating with a PhD honoris causa this evening. And that's... Before we start the conferment of the degrees, let me request every member of the audience, especially our students, let us ensure that this graduation is dignified. We therefore request that when we do ululations, there's a new thing that young people do. We don't know where it comes from. Yee! No. Ululate, demonstrate that we are in Africa, give anyone who's graduating a chance, learn this beauty that our continent gives us, and let's do it with the dignity that it requires, recognizing the next person. By virtues of the powers entrusted to me, I shall now proceed to confer the degrees and the diplomas of the university on the candidates whose names appear in the program. I request the representatives of the college to present the candidates to me.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree Bachelor of Commerce Honours. Ugodiseng Smay Peter Letlape. Mabjwala Velemina Machaka. Rorisang Correction Malefo. Jacob Legena Mamukhale. Ntebo Mutlou. Hulisani Precious Mulaudzi. Mpone Twazi. Ndamulelo Netsinane. Elizabeth Murungwa Nonyane. Precious Nyoni. Prishan Pillay. Vuyoka Zitali. Chantel Rosemond T.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree of Bachelor of Education. Kamogelo Ignatia Apane. Charity Baloyi. Ntlaiseko Yulianda Baloyi. Lindiwe Benzane. Okay. Degree obtained with distinction. Natalie Takalani Boy. Nkosingiphile Cebekhulu. Nokuthula Cele. Cinderella Panka Matapelo Dikobe. Danile Winnie Zaza. Okay. Nosipho Dlamini. Okay. Stella Ngethile Dlamini, degree obtained with distinction. Johannes Khatullo Dube. Sally Adelaide Khasinamure. Noctula Elia Kubudela. Zanele Khumutso Hlophe. Mukhetwa Thabile Kekana. Nonhlanhla Khumalo. Camera. Nonkanyiso Slondile Khumalo. Camera. Nosipho Nuria Fardina Khumalo. Bongani Titus Kubeka. Mbali Patience Kunene, degree obtained with distinction. Camera. Salume Mamohube Le Tahomu, degree obtained with distinction. Camera. Toriso Michel Likala. Camera. Camera. Pumza Matite. Petile Grace Madonsela. Londiwe Mafuleka. Amanda Priscilla Mahane. Hume Moses Mahlangu. Katleho Makau. Keletso Eugene Makola. Camera. Tsukeko Makondo, degree obtained with distinction. Khauhelo Regina Thokozile Malachi. Dimakatso Lina Maluleka. Mkateko Asha Maluleke. Selina Basitsana Maseko. Sharon Ntabiseng Mashaba. Radzu Civilized Masondo. Zodwa Masilana. Katleho Happiness Matang. Nsako Joy Matumbu. Ntombi zodwa Rakele mu Metloleni. Sylvia Mpho Mcepe. Donald Mkabe. Roslina Shelimnisi. Khalalitso Philippine Moalosi. Limukhang Mamuluku Yvonne Mukhale. Tebogo Mollo. Ributilwe Lina Molobela. Kinelwe Maina Molotani. Pule Murobi. Bridget Makau Mosihle, degree obtained with distinction. Mabel Itumeleng Mushwa Diba. Sichaba Mutawung. Bridget Kadibone Mutata. Mukhadi Koni Motimane. Tsepiso Muchana. Mbalezinhle Pel Mtembu. Pel Mtombeni. Judith Mutsanani. Shengiwe Andi Swandimande, degree obtained with distinction. Sherais Cooper. Kotani Dakada. Ufense Tinasi Unati Tlamini. Tato Perseverance Ditori. Babalo Langari Balele Kulukulu Duba. Liana Dan. Mache Keres Duplessis. Bakang Joel Khabana Kosi.
Melissa Govenda. Fezile Tutuka Kwala. Stembile Yolanda Khadebe. Nivana Hirahal. Collins Tato Songwani. Megan Janine Houghton. Cornelia Jackson. Saneli So Proud Jama. Merel Kasombo. Kamogelo Mfundo Phineas Kekana. Letolo Joseph Kekana. Madam Vice Chancellor, Tabang Jeremiah Kekana receives a degree with distinction. Muchipisi Kanaka. Malisela James Kanyaho. Hunsi Ingrid Kwale. Ki amogetse Khomanyane. Rendani Doisen Kas. Jabulani Arafat Kosa. Simone Kruka. Nigel Tawanda Kunaka. Lucky Surprise Boise Kunene. Matumelo Colin Leseba. Dineo Jemin Litswalo. Ifi Lingamba. Princess Nosipo Make. Letabo Befina Maboya. Chiluba Judith Matekele Makamu. Madam Vice Chancellor, Takawira Machimbiza receives a degree with distinction. Peter Madamombe, Kamogelo Magubane, Skulumela Patricia Motokwane, Londiwe Matlangu, Kamisile Matlangu, Reahobaka Maiketso, Tsunzuka Victor Makubele, Stephen Sanele Maluleke, Kotatso Nomnebo Manake, Peter Maoko, Walter Tangujarindo Mbanzure, Makiti Ngwana Mokhale Mariri, Tlotlang Taumang Masemola, Tinomunga Julian Mushovakure, Maki Maseho, Rina Kamohelo Maseho, Katlego King Maswanganye, Masana Fortunate Matebula, Precious Hulukile Machila, Delina Traiposa Matsimela, Eddie Mavasa, Charlene Masichaba Mekwe, Lesego Elias Kiaboka Mary, Chweni Ananias Meso. Notolo Mkocha. Ayanda Mkwili. Luisi Nkanyiso Mhlongo. Karabo Salome Moatse. Nobuhle Tembeka Ditonolofatso Moela. Mokapa Clarence Moechi. Benazei Nomsamu Fukeng. Leseho Mohodi. Neo Botlali Moisi. Lerato Mapula Mojapelo. Ntabiseng Grace Mokwena. Tshwanelo Mokwena. Mabato Molebalwe. Kopano Neo Muloi. Buitumelo Agnes Moahane. Mongwane. Akanyang Stevens Musari. Pokwane Posia Musitwa. Ntabiseng Minki Mutlong. Tobile Mpuma. Nalei Fanuel Mpuru. Ntlantla Mputa. Charmaine Spiwe Mtimunye. Nkosi Nolwazi Kethuthula Mtsali. Lawrence Twanenswi Maplumbi. Amanda Mugadula. Pumlani Charles Nomuchukchu. Muziwake Ngube. Vincent Messiah Ndlovu. Lisa Phumzile Ndlovu. Mbengeni Emmanuel Mataheni. Riransu Pilpot Nepawe. Simangoti Joe Ngobo. Vilani Peter Ngobeni. Nombulelo Thandeka Ngodela. JP Nivote. Nontokozo Shadi Nkosi. Ntombizotwa Nzima. Oma Amogelang Phala. Amukelani Preska Pepenyani. Alina Mankopo Posoko. Daryl Pumsemi. Ikachen Potsani. Charlene Potteril. Sharon Madulane Puriakabenkwa. Matthews Nsemeni Ramabulana. Martha Diatle Rasefate. Violet Keletso Sibotoma. Tlamelo Chupeko Seleke. Tato Hatsi, Sweetness Mama Ritsane. Madam Vice Chancellor, Offense Setwaba receives a degree with distinction. Natasha Louis Sibui. Oh, it's not me. Okay. Natasha Louis Sibui, Madam Vice Chancellor, received a degree with distinction. Buntu Sitlali. Fezekile Nadia Simelani. You remember me? Blessing Sitole. Lucky Sitole. Kumani Tangeni. Madam Vice Chancellor, Godfrey Bernard Teko receives a degree with distinction. Ofiong Okosi Udenwa. Dominique van der Merwe. Claudia Venter. Marie Veljoen. Ditiro Rebecca Vimbi. Madam Vice Chancellor, Jenny Foster receives a degree with distinction. Esmond Siviwe Zanti. Kolisile Happy Zibula.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following diploma candidates will be introduced to you. Emily Esther de Villiers. Johanna Sibueng Ramadi.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received a diploma in the College of Law. Pusisiwe Agris Dumba. Ntokoso Judy Maila. Olga Muketi. Hulisani Motivi. Cedric Radinala. Letlonolo Rose Shata. Nompumelelo Zulu.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the diploma in the College of Economic and Management Sciences. Maron Matthew Debray. Ntombikayise Princess Dlamini. Samkelisiwe Lindeka Lucia Dlamini.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidate received the degree of Bachelor of Education. She was a bit late, so she's announced late. That is Mamoraka Jane Matsumunyane. Then the degree is obtained with distinction.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the diploma in the College of Economic and Management Sciences. Palesambali Lishaba. Tembeni Lydia Madela, diploma obtained with distinction. Tandiwe Pendulo Magwasa. Bonani Fortune Maluleke. Patience Jamela Manabe. Mpo Gavin Motapo. Zinhle Nokuthula Mthethwa. Stephen Tabani Ndlovu.
It's only today that we wait for them. It's their day. So we are still waiting for them to come back to their seat, colleagues. In the meantime, can I request you to give them a round of applause? Let me take this opportunity to ask you to stand up and clap in honor of your loved ones and your parents. Can you stand up? Can you look at them and can you give them a round of applause? No. The profession here tells me that we should take back our certificates. You don't know how to say thank you. You don't know how to say thank you. Stand up, show your certificates as evidence to your parents. No. No, you're not fair. You're not fair at all. One, I ask you to thank your loved ones. You say, Second, I ask you to show your family and loved ones your certificates. What do you show them? The covers of the certificate. Honestly, perhaps a chair of council and members of council, we should take back our certificates. If they are not proud of them and showing to their parents, let's take a chance. Let's do it just as an honor to our loved ones. The teachers and the lawyers and the business people, you who are graduating today, if you can't even follow the instructions today, how do I know you're going to represent me well? Okay, let's do it one last time to your families and loved ones for the prayers, support, their monies, their thoughts, their efforts at ensuring that they support you to graduate. Let's honor them. Thank you. Thank you very much. I didn't say you may be seated. Can I request you to remain standing? In honor of the cleaners at UNISA, the garden colleagues who work in the gardens, who work in the laboratories, who ensure that the most educated professors, the full professors, associate professors, senior lecturers, and research assistants, as well as the professionals and administrative staff of this university, invest in their talent, in their knowledge, and in their work. Can I request you, on your behalf of your family, your country, and your continent, and the role that you're going to play in the world, because they represent all the staff of UNISA in the 26 campuses that we have, including in Ethiopia. These ones in this hall, in this ZK Matthews Hall, in the Winnie Mandela building. There are many of us who work at UNISA to support you. Just because they gave you 74% and you did not get a distinction does not mean you cannot thank them. Just because we use the Invigilator app to check whether you're being assisted does not mean you shouldn't thank them. I'll tell you why, but later. Can you please give them a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you very much. You may be seated. The loved ones, can I please request you to stand up? You've been sitting, so I'm sure this is a good one. Can you, before we talk to you, can I please request you to give your loved ones a standing ovation? A round of applause. I know who's happier this evening. I know who's ready to celebrate even this evening when you get home. And I'm very proud and very privileged to witness you celebrating the achievements of your loved ones. Let me take this opportunity on behalf of the Chancellor, His Excellency President Mbeki, on behalf of our Chairperson of Council and Council, some of whom are here this evening, on behalf of the most esteemed academics who are committed to ensuring that your own loved ones have succeeded in this journey of pursuing education. On behalf of the student leadership of the university, represented by the SRC President Nkosinati and his secretary here, but on behalf of all the friends of UNISA and the alumni, they wish to thank you for being here, for being and witnessing and giving testament to the idea that as human beings, we succeed only when we are entwined with those who we care about and who care about us. That your presence here is very meaningful, and we're truly appreciative that you have shared this beautiful moment with us and with your loved ones. You may be seated. Thank you. I think it was important for me to thank your loved ones because I'm aware that many of you might not have finished. Sometimes they had to go and photocopy that book that you know in law you did not have to photocopy. But you needed to submit your assignment and only write and ask for copyrights later, isn't it? We know that your grandmother might have prayed for you until you slept in the middle of the prayer as they wanted you to succeed. Huh? We also know that some of you have the parents who may not have been able to witness this, either because in your journey they lost their lives. We are also aware that perhaps even in your journey as you're studying, you may have had a child and sometimes not known how to juggle the two, or may have found employment. So we're truly grateful for your resilience, your tenacity, and your commitment to this accomplishment. You need to give yourselves a round of applause. Equally important, we're truly appreciative that even before we tell you, you're going to be registering for your next qualification. Even before we invite you. Huh? So before I ask others, can I ask those who passed with cum laude to stand up? Please, you know very well how hard you've all worked, huh? And you know how hard it is to get a distinction or cum laude. Can we please give them a round of applause? You may be seated. But you know, I learned something. So if you didn't get cum laude this time, don't worry. We've got you, you've got yourself. Huh? In your next degree, you're going to fight to ensure that you get cum laude. Just because you didn't get it today does not mean you don't have the talent and the wish and the hard work to get it. So I want to encourage those of you who did not get cum laude, at least to work towards it, because we know you have the potential and the talent. Congratulations. So my colleagues from corporate communications and marketing say, if you don't trend, you're not going to be in good books. So they say in all the social platforms that you normally pose your dress or shoes, you should pose yourself as a graduate. No, colleagues, you can include your shoes. We also saw them on the stage. So they're saying not only for looks, but to encourage those who may not have seen the importance and value of education, for you to be the vehicle of inspiration, to ensure that others see in you the value of university education and its imperative in transforming societies. So that is the request. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram or any other LinkedIn, for instance, a job opportunity might arise, they encourage you to ensure that you inspire others. But colleagues, it's my singular honor to congratulate you for your remarkable academic achievements as the graduates of the University of South Africa. Congratulations. But even more, as a university, we are privileged that Dr. Esther Mahlangu, despite having received multiplicities of honors in the world, where she has been almost every region of the world receiving the topmost achievements, that she has honored us. Even in her advanced age, we've witnessed that she's now, requiring support for her to move. And yet she honored you, especially you, the graduates, and has become an icon, an alumnus of this university, receiving the doctoral degree in mathematics, honoris causa. Can we give her a round of applause? I don't know how many artists or people embody excellence, commitment, being humble as the honoris causa recipient this evening, Dr. Mahlangu. I don't know how many of us sitting here want to pinch ourselves that this elderly woman, whose art interprets her culture, has been bequeathed and granted a mathematics degree. In her own words, she said, "I could have loved to have been in school. I was not able." She says, "I painted, and sometimes they wanted to put my painting away. And yet this is the painting that demonstrates the brilliance not only of her heart, her mind, her hands, her colors, and the textures of the paintings that have made her famous all over the world, that universities such as the University of South Africa appreciates this contribution." Congratulations to Dr. Mahlangu. I think for us as a university, it's not adequate for you to know Einstein only. If you don't celebrate your Einstein or comparable, Mahlangu, who has done something that no one has done, to interpret maths through art, who else should we be holding high? I'm expecting at least you, UNISA graduates, to celebrate her. Can you give her a round of applause? Yes, shotanyana. Aki yutlu. Thank you. Therefore, colleagues, I request you, especially the graduates, to respect your alma mater, the University of South Africa, to know that in its conclusion of 150 years, as I've shared with you, it has produced excellent leaders of varied sectors in the world and in the country. And therefore, we expect from you as graduates of this university not only to use your education in your family, but for the society, the country, and the global arena. I want to echo the words of the alumnus of this university, His Excellency President Mandela, who reminded us of the value of education, stating that education is the great engine of personal development. It is through education that a daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that a son of a mine worker can become a head of a mine, that a child of a farm worker can become the president of a great nation. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates the person from one another. And in this, President Mandela says, you colleagues, we know that some of you might be the first in your families to be graduating. That should not withhold your dreams, your aspirations, and your hard work to aspiring to better heights. And therefore, as we celebrate in this month the 30 years of freedom, democracy, independence, whilst UNISA celebrates 150 years, that you must be the anchors, the ambassadors, the people who demonstrate the quality that this university provides. We hope the investments that the country has made in your education will inspire you to take your rightful place as a critical and active citizen so that you can expand our human freedoms, but also transform our economic and ecological systems so that you succeed. Finally, to the parents and other supporters who have been part of your academic journey, we salute you for the selflessness and sacrifices indeed. For they say, mutuki mutuka batu, and we only succeed when we understand the virtue that we are inextricably bound with one another. Once more, congratulations, and we thank you. But before I sit, I've been asked to ask you a few questions so that we know whether we take back our certificates or not, and if not, so that we know how to support you in your next journey. Can I see those who are graduating with their diplomas? Can you please stand up? Diplomas. Can you give them a round of applause? You may be seated. You may be seated. So if you were graduating in your diploma this evening, we request you to pursue your degree. It's very important because UNISA believes in lifelong learning and lifelong journey as important in education. Those with degrees this evening, please stand up. Thank you, thank you. Congratulations. You may be seated. We know that you're going to be teachers, lawyers, accountants, and financial managers of different institutions. And especially you lawyers, sometimes you don't want to pursue your LLM. You heard your dean, Madam Vice Chancellor. He's encouraging you to remember how he called your names, how he reminded you of the imperative to registering for your masters. So let's have you registering for your masters, LLM, your masters in education, your masters in business, colleagues who are graduating with your degree. Congratulations. And those who are graduating with their masters, can you please stand up? Or honors and masters? Okay, honors, yeah. Thank you. Colleagues, thank you. You may be seated. So these ones are graduating with their honors and masters. They are in postgraduate studies, and therefore we request you, colleagues, even though you may have thought you are in the apex, there's still a master's and a PhD. We request you never to forget the opportunity that's available from UNISA. Congratulations. And this evening, colleagues, we had a special one. We had only one person receiving a doctorate this evening, Dr. Mahlangu. Congratulations. So I'm going to take exactly 2 minutes. How many of you have traveled? No, how many of you have passports? Look next to you. Passport, not ID. Sempasa, passport. So you look before you. If you don't have passports, it's Tuesday today. Home Affairs is open tomorrow at 6. As UNISA, we encourage you to apply for your passport, for we believe for you as a scholar and a graduate of the university, the sky is no longer the limit. It's a horizon and a frontier of research and exploration. To do so, you must have access through a passport. So let's look at it. The second part is, how many of you have been to all the parts, all the provinces of the country? So you see, colleagues, my colleagues tell me that if you were to cut maybe 2 bottles of percentage beverages that you were going to use for the celebrations, they will help you to access at least 3 other provinces and later other provinces. Now, the reason why we encourage you to do so is so that you understand the complexities, opportunities, and the diversities of the country. And as you stand as a scholar and a graduate of UNISA, to know the world and to know our country first. It's very important. That's how you become competitive. How many of you know 1 or 2 countries in the SADC region? Check, colleagues. So they tell me to tell you that Eswatini is 500 kilometers from here. The same is true to Lesotho, is 500 kilometers. If you take a taxi, it's 350 rands. So you can think about it. You can also bus it. Mozambique is 750 kilometers, and Botswana perhaps 600 kilometers. You only become a global citizen if you are interested in the world around you, and therefore we encourage you to look into these opportunities. It's very important that you don't minimize them, because they help the country to advance and to become competitive. Finally, how many of you have been in another continent, not just the continent of Africa? If you sell your shoes, you can buy a ticket to one continent, and you may not struggle at all. So colleagues, this is just a joke. The idea is to encourage you to really think beyond what you are accustomed to looking into the opportunities that are available, because UNISA has trained you not only to be a graduate that serves the country, but you should serve the country, the continent, and the world. Our doctoral graduate this evening has received awards from France, from the United States, from South Africa, from everywhere in the world, precisely because her art has transcended not only the disciplinary boundaries or genres of art, but societies all over the world recognize her work. We would like you to follow in her footsteps and to be global citizens that represent this important university, the University of the Land, the home for leaders, and the university at the center of encouraging transformation through education. And to you, loved ones, in the second semester, we still opened registration. If you were inspired by our graduates, please know that you're welcome. It doesn't matter, you've seen some of our graduates here, whether you're 70 years old or older, UNISA is the home for learning, and you're welcome. Thank you very much. At this point, let us give thanks to the graduates. Can you please congratulate them? Mekhulukwani, Medidi Etsane, and the applause. Congratulations. Thank you. I want to recognize the members of the royal family who have joined us to celebrate the august achievements that Dr. Mahlangu has received, as they do you, our graduates. Can we give them a warm welcome and a round of applause? We thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to rise for the singing of the national anthem, the words of which are to be found on page 25 of the program. May I request you to remain standing after the anthem to enable me to dissolve the congregation. May I also request you to remain standing whilst the academic procession leaves the hall. Finally, the singing of an anthem is an expression of the embodiment of the aspirations of our society, its dreams, its yearning for success, for freedom, for transformation, and for change. May I request that we sing our national anthem with the dignity, respect, and the power that we have. Thank you. By virtues of the powers entrusted to me as the Principal and Vice-Chancellor of the University of South Africa, I dissolve this congregation of the University of South Africa.